Alright, from the 26 steps to become an Orthodox Jew, we have up to number 9, and I called it spirituality. This step is very important, although it maybe sounds simple. Spirituality, it's so important because we have to understand that we're not here to just be physical or human. We are not bodies trying to have a spiritual experience, we're spiritual beings trying to have a physical experience. Famous quote. And we have to realize that the way the world looks today is not the way it always looked like, and it's not the way it's gonna look like at the end. We're in a transition phase. We were in a spiritual place, starting with Adam and Eve, and there was a phase that after the sin of transformation from spiritual to very physical, and we're working now on going back to that spiritual stage. So all of Judaism is based on spirituality. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. What do I need God to tell me what to eat or not to eat? I mean, we have scientists and doctors, and we know what to do. But if really we have a soul and really things have filled with spirituality, then I have to know that there is a spiritual world hiding behind the physical world, and I have to learn about it. That's why we need the Torah, the Old Testament, to understand the world, to understand how human beings work. Because we're not just physical, emotional, intellectual, we're also spiritual. How does spirituality work? Well, some very spiritual people, like Buddha or different people have figured out certain parts of their spirituality by meditation or trying to connect to some level to their consciousness or subconscious. But we're still, that's only part of it. God said, let me tell you the true story. How does the world really looks like? So all of Judaism is the discovery of the spirituality of the world. It's like I tell you, I'm going to give you a 4D glasses. Yes, there's a 3D world, but there's another dimension called spiritual. Here are your 4D glasses. The Torah helps you see the world the way it really is. For those who have seen the movie The Matrix, when Neo, the Matrix number 1, when Neo learns from Morpheus how the world really looks like in that fake reality, it shows that really the world is all destroyed. What you're experiencing now is just in your brain, the nice version that the Matrix is trying to make you think. Then that's where it's similar to what we have to understand. If we had those special glasses, our spiritual eyes will see through the physical what was the spiritual state of the world. We'll see how the world is really in bad shape and how we need to rectify it. When we hurt someone, we don't only hurt them physically, emotionally, we also hurt them spiritually, and we need to fix that. So the whole world needs to be fixed spiritually, and we all have to work on discovering the spirituality behind the physical. And all the laws of Judaism are here to help us do that and live in perfect harmony with the spiritual world. So the Kabbalah, what people call Kabbalah really in Judaism is the science of how the world works spiritually, in synchronicity with the physical world. So beside knowing everything that we have to do that God wants from the Old Testament, we have to, there's one level of learning, which is Kabbalah, when we go into the why of everything and try to understand how the system works. Just to give you a simple example, why do we wash, Jews have to wash their hands every time in the morning when they wake up from the night of sleep, and they have to wash their hands 3 times. So why 3 times? Why do they have to wash their hands? Because the hands is the place that is the most physical, and therefore where all the forces of evil can attach themselves the most. So what's happening when we sleep at night, our soul leaves, part of our souls leaves our body. We have 5 levels of the soul, but there's 3 levels who leaves our body. Now, when the soul comes back, there's 3 layers of impurity, because when the soul leaves, it's like a death level, right? So since these 3 levels that left, it's like we have 3 little death, and when we wake up, there's impurity on our hands from those death level, and we gotta clean that out. So we wash our hands 3 times with water, because water just like it comes really from the sky, from the spiritual world, so to speak, right? It's all a metaphor to understand everything. So water cleanses physically, it also cleanses spiritually, and we wash 3 times for the 3 levels. So that's just a basic, simple example of doing something that sounds very simple and or absurd or very physical, and really it has a lot of depth to it, and it helps us understand the whole system, how things work. So I encourage everyone to learn about the spirituality behind Judaism. Today, Judaism has lost its spirituality. We have to gain it back. Judaism has to be meaningful, it has to be spiritual, it has to be incredible. God made this system, and this system called Judaism. Judaism is just to explain. It's not a religion, it's the way the world works. So the Torah is the book, and the Talmud and everything that we have, all the books, the knowledge, is coming from generations that dealt with the deepest secrets about how the world really works, and what we're here for, and how we affect the world, and how we can fix it. So we have to make sure that we don't lose that, and we're aware, because it's very easy to do a lot of mitzvahs and commandments and laws and be completely non-spiritual, because we don't understand anything what we're doing, and we become religious robots. So very important is to learn about why we do things, and always learn a little bit, at least a little bit, about spirituality, and try to become spiritual. The moments when you can be the most spiritual and have the most spiritual experience is through prayer, which we spoke before about, is like a meditation if you do it the right way, and the commandments that have secrets about their power, and also obviously learning Torah, which can lead you to a level of understanding and consciousness that is beyond. So I think that's it for spirituality, and may we all become spiritual beings, but in perfect harmony with the physical world. We're not here to become just physical or just spiritual. God doesn't need angels. God wants human beings. Human beings is a combination of body and soul, which is a perfect harmony, and we have to try to work with the physical and the spiritual in perfect balance and harmony, which is the really concept of what Shabbat is. That's what the most holy day of the year, really even of the week, is Shabbat. And Shabbat is when we eat a lot, or we do a lot of physical and indulge in physical pleasures, but for the sake of spirituality, and we connect both of them together. So yeah, I hope you will be able to connect spirituality and physicality together and have the most amazing life.